My topic is an eye from outside. Um, this lecture have two parts. One is about my thinking of what is art. I didn't attend art school before I came here. So yeah, in past 2 years, I think a lot of art. What is art? Maybe this is the eye from outside to consider art as human creativity. Yeah. Then the second part is about my project, my approach to art. So let's begin with the first part. Okay, how to okay. So here's my thinking of art, my explanation of art. I guess maybe it's different from a traditional definition, but I think maybe gives you another way to consider that question. So I think art is kind of creativity that has two alienations. So it's double alienation. First one is that artists annihilate the world. What he see the world, what he think about the world, and how he present the world and the art pieces. So yeah, there's another word for this kind of creativity that occurs just a term in a few days ago. He says maybe you can use the word translation. Translation may be better to explain the artist's creativity. I think, yeah, it's a better word, but maybe translation is a bit subjective, like it's artist, its own artist's creativity, what he think about. So alienate is more objective. Like this word describes the artist's thinking, artist's creativity. Anyway, I think that when artists create artworks, this is a kind of alienation that happens. So the second alienation is the viewers. Viewers, when they look at the artworks, the second alienation happens. This is that the viewers give the meaning to the art pieces. So what they think about art pieces, what they think about the artist's thought. So both of the alienations give meanings to the art pieces. This is the ways that I think that when artists create art pieces, how they can alienate the world. I think there are three ways: extract, strangeless, speculative. So these three words means that artists create art pieces, no matter what kind of art form he chooses. does a kind of extract from the natural world. Then this art of pieces will keep difference and distance from the natural world, the real world. Maybe someone will say, okay, how about Andy Warhol's video artworks, videos? Because he just put cameras in the scene and didn't touch it. But this is also an extract from the real world. Why he chose this frame, why put cameras under this position. Yeah, so it's not a real world. No matter you use what kind of art form, no matter the cameras, no matter the brushes, or all kinds of art forms, when there's a creativity, there's extract, strangeness, a spectacle happened. So there's three features for artworks. One is that self-contained. So all art pieces can is self-contained. That means that as an art world, it has its own world to be explained, to be explored. The second feature of the art piece is that harmony. It must be harmony. It's not about aesthetics. It's about the artwork itself. The third one is the logic consistency. I think every artwork has its own logic. This logic is not only in artist's thought, but also in the viewer's mind. So as the art pieces, it has meanings, but this meaning is not the artists give the art pieces. Not only the artists give the art pieces, but also viewers. When they see the art pieces, the meaning occurred. Yeah. Then there's another way, means signify. So every art piece will be signified to a certain, certain objects or anything else. So when you give the meaning to the art pieces, the signification, the significance also being given to the art pieces. Okay, so because of these two double alienations, I think that art have two functions. One is that one can be called as experience repetition. The other is that information transmission. So all kinds of art forms can induce or introduce or raise someone's kind of emotions, inner emotions, the viewer's inner emotions. When you look at Van Gogh's paintings, or you listen to Beethoven's music, or you watch a film, all these art forms will touch your heart. So I think this is kind of experience repetition. That means that viewers look at art through this way, they can concern their own identity. So this, I also call this is subject purpose. That means this is from viewers' point of view. And also, some others like films, narrative films, entertain a lot of people. This is also kind of emotional experience that repeats in viewers' heart. Happiness, empathy, all kinds of feelings. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in this way, the art functions as, how to say, social media or something in the world. So why we create art? Art, what's art function? I think this kind of experience repetition is not only for the viewers, but also I think maybe artists themselves. When he creates some art pieces, yeah, there's a kind of emotion in the heart. Okay, the second one I think is information transmission. That means that okay, because we all focus on the side of emotional side of the art pieces, but I think also art pieces have a function that transmits information to the viewers. So I think this is object's purpose. This is for the viewer to confirm the uncertainty, the safety of the environment. Okay, so let's talk about the second part, because all my creativity is based on what I think about art. So my final project is sci-fi. I don't know you guys how you guys think about sci-fi. Is sci-fi a low art or something else? But I think sci-fi has function, maybe a second function, information transmission. Like, okay, the second function, information transmission. I think sci-fi can tell viewers, tell audiences that what will happen in future. So this is the kind of art form that can inform audience think about the future. Last semester I wrote a paper about sci-fi that I consider a lot. So here I just read some sentences about what I think about sci-fi. I think sci-fi is often described as a genre that has power to literalize metaphor to build a world that captures something true yet unrepresentable in literary mode of realism. Sci-fi might indeed be defined as a narrative use of science to create myths, allowing novel points of view to the imagination. So in this point of view, this genre of fiction has a certain relationship with science. And I think it's a metaphor of human future. So how I go forward to see this page? Okay. So one point of view in my paper is that sci-fi is a fable of technology as a cautionary feature. So it explores the possibilities of human future. So I think that one of the main functions of sci-fi film is to present the possibilities of the past, the current, as well as the future to the audience. Those visualized possibilities may have a kind of function as warning for people to take care of the development of humans ourselves, rather than as a tool of entertainment, of which I think is inner experience echo. That means the first function, experience repetition. So I think that sci-fi will be more inclined to function 2 rather than function 1. So the content of a science fiction film, based on the filmmaker's own imagination, experience, and knowledge, is mainly depend on the current development of science and technology that filmmakers get familiar with. The uncertainty of the future, along with the development of science and technology, leads the filmmaker think about the potential negative sides, while there are many presented positively by scientists and engineers. So as we figure out this, it is not hard to understand why so many science fictions, I don't know, maybe not so many, just a few science fictions discuss the dark side of science and technology in future. In this way, the development of them will be balanced and cautioned. Therefore, avoid the possible technological disasters. Yeah, this, okay. So I think one main function of sci-fi is just to draw viewers' attention to the potential dark side of science and technology. The second feature of the sci-fi, I think that's facing the uncertainty, how to depict the future. So we are still exploring the unknown world with our own curiosity and passion, just like people living in 100 years ago. People in contemporary era also can imagine the world 100 years later. So it is hard to say that human science will go through a certain path to a given goal in future. One breakthrough in science and technology may cause a huge change in humans' lives, in people's lives, as well as the environment we are living in. But we don't know when and what breakthrough we will make. This kind of uncertainty of development of science determines that sci-fi as an art form based on science will continue discussing the negative possibilities of the development. So it is necessary supplement and powerful tool for the public to rethink about the ethics and moral norms and the potential threats raised by science and technology. So I will show you my fellow projects, some clips of my fellow project to discuss about that. Here, then I will return to this.
Look at her. She's neat.
full screen. Sorry. Where I can turn on full screen.
You can't from MPG stream.
Hmm?
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
sorry. Where's your file?
Full screen.
Yeah, but MPG stream clip doesn't get. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's
Yeah. Okay. This is the clips, raw materials that I don't do the post production. It's a story about a team of asteroids goes outside space to stop asteroids, which which rushing toward Earth and will destroy Earth. So actually, all these stories happened happened after the team of astronauts destroyed by the asteroids. So it's just happening in astronaut mind. That means that that astronaut was dead, is dead, and aliens occupy his mind to build all the world. They just get information from humans' mind. In the background of this story is that humans has already colonized Mars and build a Mars base on Mars. And because they change the atmosphere of the Mars, there's a kind of microbes on Mars dead, wiped out. So humans, this activity, exploration in outer space, cause some other civilizations to invade Earth. Okay, let's see these clips.
to survive? What do you think about the legitimacy of humans as the dominant species on Earth?
I would say that we have a pretty legitimate claim to be the dominant species on Earth.
You think we were destined to be on Earth naturally?
I mean, we evolved there, our civilization grew there. Don't you?
Do you think that we earned Earth's trust?
We cherish and love our planet. So you can tell me that.
Sorry. Sometimes I'm not sure.
Okay, just go quickly to see all these clips because the time is not enough for showing all this.
Beautiful colors. The marks of mankind in space. But is it civilization?
Where am I?
On the whaler around Mars orbit. Why do you ask?
Let me see your hand.
Why?
Where's the angel?
There is no angel.
What about YD?
Elena?
Yeah, Yelena Daniels. Is she still on the third helium-3 mount on the moon?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Hi, this is Whaler. Wait, can you hear me? Hi, this is Whaler. Can you
Your
hear me?
memory is flawed, Hensy.
Hi, this is Whaler. Can you hear me?
Sorry. Outside this protocol will be Mars. Shares a green spot on Mars' surface. Yeah, this is the way that we consider about our humans' exploration outside in outer space.
One more clip so people can have 5 minutes for
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Beautiful colors. The marks we make in space. But is it civilization?
Come again, James. This is the one-year blind test.
Why do you say that?
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I had the psychological exam done 6 months ago. Your Dr. Zhang instead of Dr. Rose. We had just gotten ready to set out on the Whaler with the Hive's second expedition to acquire the Big Bear. We had just stopped at Mars, dropped off thousands of migrants and a couple hundred tons of supplies.
Wow. From memory.
Can I see your hand?
For what?
YD. Do you know YD?
ID what? What's YD?
You don't know YD. What about this doll?
Spring Dog Round.
I didn't bring this doll here.
Why would it be here?
I didn't bring it in this cat.
Yes, you did.
I didn't bring it in this cat.
It's there. You always have it.
How do you know that? I've never told anyone that.
You told me.
I've never told
I
anyone.
remember you told me.
One more clips or
No?
no? Okay.
We have
Yeah.
5 minutes for questions.
Okay. So okay. Sorry. Yeah. Any questions?
You said you didn't come from an art background. What was your background?
The story back.
No, you said that you didn't study art before.
Oh yeah, I'm a reporter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started journalism.
And how this film? How is it for you? How is it different from other sci-fi movies?
I think maybe it can be called experimental sci-fi because traditionally sci-fi is kind of very narrative and superheroes. There's no superheroes in this film, so it's just give audiences to think about our own exploration in outer space, and also maybe think about other life forms, other life beings, like whether there's kind of microbes have civilization. Should we respect other life forms? So this is just a caution. I hope it can be. Yeah. Okay.
And everything happens inside the ship?
Everything happened inside one astronaut's brain, mind. So all those things built in one mind, in one's mind. And yeah, I will show at the very end of the film where a human brain will be shown. So that audience, yeah, know that the story is just happening in the brain. Yeah.
So we're a little tight on time because we
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
maybe one more question, anyone? Or comment? No? Yeah, Roman.
Is there some kind of connection to the present day in this film? Because to me it seems that our present day society is more and more close to what used to be science fiction, in the sense that technology is so all pervasive in our society that we maybe need a different kind of science fiction than they had in the 1960s, because now it seems like people take technology for granted, even though there was different technology
Yeah.
earlier.
Mm.
Does that inspire you everyday life? The way that the world is changing so quickly, though staying the same?
Yeah. Initially, there's a novel in China, a Chinese writer called Liu Cixin. He wrote a novel called Three Bodies. It's a sci-fi novel, and many discuss about human's future. That there's another civilization, another alien civilization invade Earth. How humans face with this kind of civilization. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tragedy. That means that the writer has a I don't know, maybe negative point of view against human future. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.